I don't think anybody watching right now, but we're live.
Cool.
Yeah. You wanted to say hello?
Hi.
Yeah. All right. So completely random, non-advertised stream here. Just gotta rebuild my computer. Hopefully this old computer doesn't crash while we're doing it. And Haley wanted to say hello. You gonna say hello? You're just gonna look at yourself on the screen.
Oh.
Hello. All right. I gotta get going on this. You sticking around?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know.
Okay, well, you figure it out. All right. So, let's see. This is a Be Quiet white case. Kind of nice, kind of cool. It's got the sound deadening built right into it. It's also kind of nice. Going to this here.
Are you going to be quiet while you're doing it?
Are you going to be quiet while I'm doing it?
Are you going to?
Are you telling jokes now? All right. It's kind of cool. It's got sound deadening on the inside of it, which makes it to be quiet. No random loud metal sounds on tapping on that. So we'll make a nice quiet streaming machine. Let's see here. We got a filter for, looks like the top, if you so choose to do such things. So let's take that out. Let's see if it comes off. And this probably goes on if you want it. Ooh, that looks cool, doesn't it? What do you think? Yeah, it looks pretty cool. We'll leave that on. I like that even better. Oh, I'm tired. What's that?
Where does it say the people?
Where does it say the people?
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh.
Yeah. Poor Boy Channel, hello. So, how we doing, man? Just a random stream, not advertised. I'm doing good. How are you doing? How was your stream? I caught a little bit of it. I was out to eat with the family. We had Haley. Let's see. Let me get this little girl had her parent-teacher conferences tonight or this afternoon. She did really awesome. So we took her and her brother out to eat. So that was cool. So now I'm back to doing this, so I can actually do a decent video tomorrow. Hopefully, do a live stream. Not build a computer and a live stream, but maybe get some other stuff done. So. Anywho, going to eat some dinner in a minute. Yeah, you're eating later than I did.
My poor boy.
Bye, poor boy. You saying goodbye? You leaving?
Yeah.
All right. You do what you gotta do, man. I figured I had to build a computer. I might as well do it live. In case anybody wanted to stop in and chat or whatever, keep me company. But you don't have to stay. What are you having? Anything good? You go. Just watch me from the corner over there. You? Yeah? Alright, take out the extra goodies in this box. Thank you for choosing MSI. So, case is a Be Quiet case. This is a Pro Z690A Wi-Fi DDR4 motherboard. I went DDR4 because DDR4 is a little bit more reliable than DDR5. And reliability is number one. I'm not doing any gaming or anything. This is strictly for the YouTubeage. So we got that. Might as well get this. Cajun chicken pasta. My wife is amazing. Well, I don't know about your wife, but that Cajun chicken pasta sounds pretty amazing. Hopefully you kick it up a little bit, make it a little spicy. I like my spicy food. And we got Viper Gaming memory, RGB memory. Not that I care about the RGB part of it because I don't show off my computers. We could if we wanted to, but not a big deal. 64 gigs going into this thing. So that's pretty awesome, I think. And then we have to look at the manual on this real quick and see what I do with the manual. what the slots are numbered as and how they want them for us to get the most out of our memory. And this is actually my first Intel computer build in like forever and a day. I've been building AMD Ryzen's, but I picked Intel specifically for this. Poor boy, anybody else will watch this, because I wanted the iGPU for the H.264, H.265, and a bunch of other codecs that this will do encode and decode on, as well as I got a, is it visible? Yeah, it's right there. I have a 1660 Ti board going in as well. That's for my monitor outputs, because I got a few monitors. And I also means I can use the iGPU for my streaming encoding, and use the 1660 titanium for my my actual live stream, or if I do a live stream recording, or vice versa. So if we do both at the same time, we'll be good. Okay, so they want me to turn off my computer before I put this in, so this is really helpful. And how to attach the processor. Okay, what does it say? Memory. This is how you put memory in a slot. Well, that's lovely. Okay, well, are these numbered? Doesn't look like it. Well, normally, back in my day, you had to put memory in the proper slots in order for you to get full use out of them. But what the hell's going on here? There we go. Not only do I not see anything in the manual, I might have to bring that up, I guess, because core boost, memory boost, but the slots aren't numbered, and there's nothing in the manual. Let's see, DR4 is what I'm running. I need up the RAM on mine's 32 gigs is all I have at the moment. 32 gigs is awesome. Pretty damn decent, actually. My machine I'm on right now, that I do everything on, it's also my server. It's got 64, but I'm using, I think, 16 gigs of it as a drive, kind of like a RAM drive. Using a piece of software to do that. It's kind of different. So let's see if we can bring up a manual for this MSI motherboard. Let's see here. MSI Pro Z690. A-. I bet that's important. User manual. All right. Let's see what we get here. Let's see, MicroStar International MSI. Didn't know MSI was an abbreviation for MicroStar International. Cool. Multi-language manual. I just need the English. All right, let's see what this is going to say. Boom. I should put this on that screen. I need to bring up my OBS someplace. There it is. All right, so I can see that. Poor boy, I like that new stinger I got going. I've been working on that a little bit, working on my graphics. I'm gonna fix some of these bubbles too. I have trying to come up with like a theme, an overall theme. But anyways, see, dim slots, dim slots, dim slots. On page 14 times twice. See here, page 14. 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. Yep, that's how you put them in. So two. Okay, A and B. Okay, so they are. Okay. Always hit modules into DIMMA 2 slot first. Sure. Okay, so DIMMA 2. So DIMMA 2A and DIMMA 2B. Is that looking from the front or the back? This is not a good manual. At least I don't think it is. Oh, okay. I think I see what I need to see here. There is some microscopic writing on this bad boy. see if we can get over that camera. Boom. All right. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah. Teach myself After Effects on top of everything else. Adobe. So there's a little writing right here. Demo 1, Demo. I can't believe this Demo. They're dim slots. So I'm going to stop saying Demo, even though it's written Demo. Demo 1, Demo A. You know what it is? I'm dumb. It's Dim A, Dim, there's no space. Dim A, Dim B, 1, 2. So they want us to utilize Dim 2 and B2. So that's what we're going to do first here. So we're going to start with A2. There we go. And then B2, which should be spaced out like that. There. Now I also have some older memory that I'm not using right now. This is not 32 gigs. We're gonna get this up and running, and then I'm gonna see if this totally messes with me, because these are a little bit slower. They're not matched to these right here, so I'm not putting them in just yet. All right, we got that. So next thing is, actually before we do that, let's put in our M.2 drive real quick. Let's see here, screwdriver. We'll just use this one for now. This little guy. Yep. So I believe there should be an M.2 slot underneath this. This is a heat spacer. Yep. And then what is that? That's odd. Huh. It's a little odd. Anyways, all right. So we're gonna take this thermal plastic protection off of that. Expose this heatsink material. We're gonna get our 1 terabyte Samsung 970 EVO Plus M.2 drive. And look at that thing, it's so cute. Crazy. All right, I'm gonna take that. We're going to, where are we gonna wind up with that? Yeah, we're gonna wind up on that screw. So we're gonna take that screw out. I'm gonna slide this bad boy in. Tap that down. Looks like a broken piece of plastic on there, but it's not. That's the way it's made. Oh, I see. It's so you can hold it while you're putting the screw in. Isn't that handy? Crazy. Alright, so that's our M.2 on there. And then we gotta put this back on. Oh. So that one kind of slides in like that, and give it a little bit of pressure, push down on it while I attach that. Let me hit the second one here. Did he blow up yet? No, I haven't blown anything up yet. How we doing, Rich? Just me and the pole boy. No pickles. Yep, we're making sandwiches though, some pole boy sandwiches. You missed Haley, Rich. Sorry about that. She hung out for about a minute and a half. All right, we're not gonna throw any of the packaging away just yet, just in case something doesn't work when we get done. Computer hardware tends to be pretty safe, but you never know. I don't want to have to eat $100 if I don't have to. All right, so M.2 memory modules. Rich is good. I'm good too. So this is a Intel i7 13th generation 700K processor. This has the iGPU built into it. So, like I was saying earlier, this will take the majority of video encoding and decoding off of the actual processor, the actual processing threads. Allow those things to do other things for me, such as overlays and all that other good stuff. So computer can concentrate on stuff I need it to do. Oh, just to have fun, let's switch cameras real quick. All right. Whoa, holy crud, man. That is like a mouse trap. Damn. Was not expecting that. Like I said, it's the first Intel computer I've built probably in, oh, at least 7 years. So, let's see. All right, look at that. So Intel chips are all padded, whereas the AMD chips I've used most recently have pins on them. And I've dropped a processor and bent pins on the bottom of an AMD. And I'll tell you what, getting out a magnifying glass and what I use an X-Acto knife to bend pins back. That was a scary few minutes. So this is notched there and there. How do you tell on an Intel? I don't see anything. Oh, the notches are further on that side. Yep. Really wish they would have knocked off a corner or something on this. Make it a little bit easier to tell, but there we go. Then we got to reset the mouse trap. It's kind of a weird mechanism. Oh, so scary. Okie dokie. All right, so that's on there. Trying to figure if I want to do. Rich, what do you think? Let's see. Look for the arrow. Yeah, I didn't see one, but the tabs helped me out a little bit. On AMDs, they knock off a corner, so you got a triangular corner to work with. On this, it did not have that, so it's my lack of working with Intel in the recent past. That's my problem. What do you think, Rich? Should I mount that in the computer chassis first, or get that crazy V8 cooling mechanism on there? I shall wipe it with IPA in a second. I need Q-tips down here. Get the cooler on. All right. Let's go ahead and IPA this. Back in the day, I used to actually hit these with like a 800 or 1000 grit sandpaper as well, but it's crazy back then. And just for reference, which is kind of odd, but there's a noticeable amount of junk on that processor. It was dirty. All right, so where did my Arctic Silver go? Or where could it be? I had it. We put thread locker on it. Got that. Oh, there it is. Camouflage. just so everybody can critique. Grab that right there. Yeah. And I need a razor blade. I'll do my method. You let me know how bad or good it is. Where are my razor blades? That is not going so good. Oh, there they are. Somebody just showed up. I'll get the cooler on. I should distract you by taking this cooler out and setting it up next to this. You won't even see what the hell I'm doing with this. So the way I like to do this is to run a couple of really small lines on the cooler. And then, if we need to add a little bit more, we will, but the name of the game is to get as thin of a layer as possible while getting 100% coverage. Done this a couple times. There. What do you think? Poor boy Rich. That look decent? I think it looks good. Very thin, nice layer on there. Let's see. Oh, the lights make that look worse. Yeah, that's pretty good though. All right. Now this cooler. This is gonna drive me nuts because this cooler is meant to go on any processor out there, which means that there are a lot of finicky parts or fiddly parts to adapt it to different processors. So let's get it out along with the fiddly parts. We got a super special screwdriver with a long handle. We've got a 100 and, I was actually talking to Rich about this. This is a 135 millimeter fan instead of a 120 millimeter fan. It's kind of a different size. We've got a bag of a bunch of stuff. We've got the actual small block Chevy engine. And a box to boot. My cooler came pre-applied. You're lucky. You lucky. All right. So these will be to mount the second fan in here, which also does not look like it's going to be, well, it's not that bad actually, now that I look at it. I assume we want flow to be in the same direction. So this is going to go on this camera. And we're going to see, these must be different lengths. Okay, those are really deep, not so deep. Okay, really deep. Okay, well, I guess we'll just go for it. So I'm thinking that one doesn't go in there. We got Sergio. Hello, fancy meeting you. Hey, Richard. Hey, HVAC. Thanks for swinging in. Nothing too fancy or too overly exciting tonight. I you're seeing the culmination of my frustration of losing a 40-minute video to the computer gods the other day, which is what's happening here with me building this. Okay, so I see this fan can either go on the middle or on the ends. I'm gonna put it right here on the middle though, because that's where I want it. Just gonna mimic the locations for those, like that. Flip her over. Do the same on this side. Did this come with a manual? Yeah, this came with a manual. So, holy crap, it came with a manual. All right, which language is this? English. What do we got here? Polish. Yachi kocham, tak, ishu. All those words that my high school Polish girlfriend taught me. I believe this is Russian. And we got French. We've got Espanol. And then we got German. Achtung. Cool. I'll use the English variety. Well, he's nice. He's actually decent. All right, so fan. Yep. So they want us the thermal. Oh, we gotta put the plate on it. Okay. So, looking here. Intel. We've got something there. We got a fan splitter because we need it. Get rid of this cardboard. It's been a while since I've built a PC too. Especially, well, I've built PCs in the recent past, but not a Intel PC. I've been doing Ryzen's for the past 3 years, I think it has been. So this is a little different. Ryzen's with wrapped coolers. All right, what does this say? Hey, Intel IGA 1200. We got 1700. Where's that? 1700. Here we go. All right, we have to screw from the bottom side this bracket with screws and washers. Let me put these over here. All right, screws and washers. So these guys have a weird shape to them. 2, 3, 4. Yep. 3, 4, and by washers they mean O-rings. Installation: install Intel spacer nut B into previously positioned Intel bracket. Backplate: position the Intel mounting brackets LG over B nut crossfit. Okay, so these are actually not, oh, there it is, washers. These are rubber O-rings that are going on this. So I think this might be the first time I've used an O-ring on a CPU bracket. All right, this motherboard did not come with any factory bracket. Oh, it did. Never mind, I lied. Nope. I think we're fine. So, let's see. Following parts needed for this: 1 Dark Pro cooler. Yes, we have that. Mounting bridge. Mounting the backplate. Position the Intel backplate screws in the notches situated on the rear side of the Intel backplate. So, they're not really showing that for me. This is what happens when you don't build Intel for a long time. There's a lot going on here. Installation mounting bracket. Screw the interior. Let's see. Position the Intel backplate screws in the notches situated on the rear side of the Intel backplate. Pay attention in so doing to align the holes specifically drilled for each socket. I need a chair. Ugh. All right. Adjust this guy a little bit. There you go. Oh. What do you think, Rich? This is not really what I wanted to do this weekend. All right. I don't know what they're talking about for bracket. There's that. These are squared out. So I'm guessing they go like that. This isn't really not the greatest pictures here. What do they do? Installation of mounting brackets. Screw the interior. So I got 4 of these guys that are falling out of the bag. Welcome to Build It Computer Basement, where if your computer crashes, you panic and buy new computer parts. We recommend proprietary mounting of the cooler outside the PC case for subsequent installation. Silent wings, yep. Position the Intel, this guy, in the notches, situated. It's gotta be a situation. Let's see, notches situated on the rear side of the Intel backplate. That's that guy. Pay attention in so doing to align with the hole specifically drilled for each socket. Okay. For fixing the backplate screws onto the Intel backplate, use the O-rings. Once assembly of the Intel backplate for respective Intel socket has been completed, position it under the motherboard so you can make so the way they show this is that going through like that, these holding these screws in place. I think these O-rings are to hold the screws while it's being held to mount. I can look it up on a PDF, but yeah, Rich, if you want to look, you can find a video on that real quick or something. I'd appreciate the help. I usually do not struggle building PCs, but I've never put a Be Quiet cooler on a. I've never used Be Quiet before, and I've never used I haven't used Intel in a long time. It is the big one. No, it is the. It is the Be Quiet Dark Rock Pro 4, which I am told has no compromise, silence, and performance. I think I'm on the right path, though. I think these O-rings are just here to hold these screws in place while you're putting things together. Thank you, sir. All right, and I think that's going to go on like that. Just you don't want to screw up a expensive piece of equipment, you know? And then, since those are held in place, when I flip this over, these should stay where they're at. Yep, okay. And then, that's AMD stuff. I just do want to point out that the AMD package has like 3 things in it. Not complaining, just saying. All right, so those screws are up. And now, installation of arm mount. Screw the Intel spacer nut B into the previously positioned Intel backplate. I don't know that I had. What's this? Zip ties and screws. Okay, that's these guys. So they want me to utilize these four, I think. I think they want me to use, yep, these screw-in spacers with grooves in them so I can tighten them up. And grab a flathead screwdriver. I think I'm doing it right. It kind of sort of makes sense. All right, so we got that on there, I think, unless somebody tells me otherwise. And then let's get this fan attached. The rest of the way here. About right. Actually, is that about right? That doesn't seem right. What are they showing that like? So they show that one going, let's see. Let's see, look at it. So far it looks as though you have it right. Okay, good. It's good to know. I had no doubts that I would get it right. The doubts are just the fact that whether or not I might get it wrong. Now, why would it be that they would make a fan that would be in the middle, that would stick out on the sides? This fan that's going in the middle is larger than the fan on the end. It does look like it's created that way, though. It sticks out. You can switch over this real quick. It sticks out here on the bottom, but it also has a build out here, a bump out, so it can stick out here too. So I'm thinking that this is right, but again, this is a little odd to me. Realign this a little bit. They have very nice drawings in here. Let's see here. So it looks like Did you put the rubber grommet screws before you installed it? So they were O-rings, and yes, I put them. Those are between the screws went through the mounting bracket, and those were on the other side of the screws. And I think they probably serve two purposes. One is to obviously buffer the tension, but I also think that they're there to hold the screws in place while you're flipping everything over and around. But yes, those are on there. Okay. That looks about right there. So, nope, don't do that. You stay where you're at. Okay. And then, let's see if we can get this here. And pull that one taut too. There. All right. Looks pretty good. So this is a small block Chevy, if you haven't seen one before. That's a 120 millimeter fan. Oop, where's my camera? 120 millimeter fan right here with a 135 millimeter fan down here. That actually overhangs down into the bottom for some reason, maybe to cool off the heat pipes before they even get up there. But that's an interesting design. This thing is supposed to handle up to, what was it here? Technical data, you'd think it'd be right here. 250 watts TDP. So it's supposed to be able to dissipate the amount of heat that would come off of 2.5 watt light bulbs. It's a lot of heat. Before you install the cooler, you'll have to install the brackets with the points being one to the other. Okay. Now, why did they give me two different types? Okay, this is for the... Now, does Intel... Yeah, those are spaced the same. So I guess at this point I have to decide which way I want this cooler to go on there, because it looks like I can put it on either way. I think the preferred way... Let's see, which way is the wind blowing? The wind's blowing this way. This is going to make wind. Don't mind about that. And let's see, so the wind's going to be blowing, just for people that don't know, fans tend to have little arrows on them that point with the air direction when they're being properly run. And you want your air to exhaust out of the PC. This is the back plane on this board. So this is going to get installed like so. And I'm looking for my fan header. Let's see, a system fan. I'm gonna need my glasses. Where are my glasses? Oh, there they are. Guess I wasn't wearing them. Let's see here. Sys fan 1, pump fan 1, CPU fan, and jumper. Okay. And these are 4-pin. So I'm gonna wind up using pump fan 1 and CPU fan. I think that will do me well. I won't have to use the little splitter they gave us. They did give us a little splitter if you only have one fan available. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, just so these fans are both blowing at the same speed all the time, I think I'm still going to use it. I'm going to use it. It's going to go right there so I don't lose it. So, this is blowing this way, and so it's going to go on like that. And then Rich is telling me that how is this screwing down? So okay, it's got that over bracket. It's going to go on there. Okay, so it's got this over bracket. That's going to get lined up here. And that must, oh, I see what they did. I see what they did. That's why they want you to put that fan in after the fact. All right. So we get for not following the manual. The screw holes to actually mount the cooler are underneath where this fan would be. So that ain't gonna work unless we take this fan out first. So that's what we'll do. We'll have to mount that while it's in the motherboard, which doesn't make me overly excited, but that's fine. We'll deal with that. Okay. So she's going on like that. And these nubs need to go on. Let's see. Whoa! Damn it, Rich, you wrote a lot. Let's see. Molecule, looking up now. Da-da-da. That is massive. I know. It's a small block, V8. Before you install the cooler, you have to install the brackets. They will run parallel with the RAM. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. You need the long ones. Fans on back. Yep, towards the memory. Use it on the cooler fan header. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. You need to put the long, thin brackets on first. Yep, okay. Long, thin. I don't know if these are any longer or thinner. The brackets are the same size. But, you know what? The brackets are the same size. These ones have, look like they're more adjustable. And these ones look like they're custom. Let me just see if the, yeah, that lines up in the same spot. I think I can use these ones. Worst comes to worst, we'll just have to take them off. Now you said facing inside. Let's see, make sure, put long thin brackets on first. It's massive, rubber garments. Yep, did that. Cool, you have to install the brackets with the points pointing to one another. Okay, yep, okay. So like so. We switch cameras or try to get a little better view here for everybody. Hello there, Nano. Apologize for the non-printer related video here tonight. This was not planned really. Told Rich I had to build a new computer. He said you might as well live stream it, and I said, yeah, why not? I can use some company so I don't fall asleep while I do it. What are they doing? Okay, yep, they're using these screws. I'm realizing how different Intel and AMD are when it comes to cooling solutions. It's pretty much what's happening right now. Oh, look at that. These do not fit perfectly, do they? Maybe they will. That's what I get for tightening one up. Stop! Stop what? What PC are you building? Well, the use is going to be my new streaming PC because my current rig, okay, because this is larger cooler, the brackets need to be rotated to the left and right. Because this is the larger cooler, the brackets need to be rotated to the left and right. So to clarify, not parallel with the RAM, opposed from the RAM. Just clarify that for me if you could, Rich. No, this is my new streaming rig. Streaming rig. It's a i7. Okay, it's going to be an i7 13700K, 64 gigs of memory. Let's see here. It's gonna have the GeForce GTX 1660 Titanium on it. What else? A really cool white case down there on the floor that eventually it's going to all go into. It's going to it has a 1 terabyte M.2 for operating system and programs. 2 terabyte SSD for recording my videos onto, and then they're going to get offloaded into my server, which is what I'm currently on and what crashed last time I was taking video on it. And I don't want to lose everything that's on the server, so I'm moving everything aside, you know. I lost a 40-minute build video, or sequence of the build video. I wasn't quite done. I actually went to do a scene change, and I got a ring of death when I did my scene change, and I sat there and I prayed, and then I got really upset and went to bed. I was really bummed out. Actually, it was 2 nights ago now. So I had to, I immediately ordered parts, and here we are. I will thank B&H, who are not sponsoring this video, for anybody who may think somebody's sponsoring my video, for getting this stuff out to me really quick. That was nice. And we're going to peel that off, label before use. And we'll get back out the ISO. My 91% ISO. Used to have 93. And I will say that the machining on the bottom of this Be Quiet cooler is pretty cool. Nice looking. It's like a mirror. All right, and yep, I see what would have happened. We would have been across. Yep, that would have been wrong. Thanks for not leading me too far down the wrong path there, Rich. That's what friends are for. That just clears the memory. I mean, just. If I had a dim in the first slot, I don't know that we'd clear it. Yeah. So what's everybody doing tonight? Why the heck you watch me put together a computer on my 3D printing channel? Throw some comments in there. I got a analytic chat rate of 0, so get rowdy, people. Get these things off. Okay. I'm surprised that there doesn't seem to be like a torsion, and there's no there doesn't seem to be any real method of springing that piece in there, unless there's some flex to that bar that's going across in the middle. Just got off work. What do you do for work, my friend? Let's see here. Yep, we're going to use these screws. Okay, so we're going to take off. Look at that. Yeah, we're going to take these off. These are plugs. I've been calling this my small block Chevy engine, so I guess those would be the spark plugs. And this is supposed to be really magnetic, which it is. So I'm going to get that down there. It's actually working. Kind of surprised. Rich, you fall asleep, bud? CNC technician. That sounds like a fun job. We actually recently hired a kid. When I say kid, oh, is that clearing? That is so close. We actually hired a kid as the CNC technician. Nope, just wait until I'm needed. Okay. Nope, I can move it. I can move both of those dims. I can jiggle them a little bit so they're not being crushed. I'm a kid as well, haha. How old are you? Kid we hired at my work. He was sick of watching a machine do all the work. He wanted to have something that was more hands-on. Nope, I don't work at CNC. I actually I work with radio systems for the most part, for towns, cities, governments, things like that. But he was smart, and he wanted to change. 24, yep. It's a good age to be. I remember being 24. Wasn't that long ago. All right, so we got that screwed. Come on, we got that screwed down. I'm just gonna get one last. See, 24 is a good age because you're an adult, but the fact that you realize that some people still see you as a kid and you're not taking offense to it is pretty damn awesome. When I was 24, I probably would have taken offense to somebody calling me a kid. Even though it's not an offensive thing. Where is there? Sorry, so airflow is that way? Yeah, all right. So kudos to you, my man. Why is it? Why does this feel wrong? Why is that fan? All right, let's go there. We'll go with it. All right, kid to the CNC holder here. I wish I was a kid again. Yeah? Do you really though? A lot of people say that, but they don't actually mean it. It's tough being a kid. 24 is a good age though. 27 through 30 are probably like some of the best years. It's when you know who your real friends are. You've probably found the woman that you're gonna love for the rest of your life. You're thinking about kids, but you don't have them yet. And you have enough money to do some of the things you want to do and not have to beg, borrow, and steal to do it. So, all right, so now we put this fan on, hopefully. I'm kind of try to hold it up a little bit. I know you're not seeing much of this. Let me switch over to this camera. I don't know how much you're going to see, but it might help a little bit. Yep. Let's, why is my phone buzzing? Well, that's cool. Well, yes, no. I'd like not to worry about anything and not having to work. DeWitt, good thing I checked in before I went live. Oh, you can go live, DeWitt. This is completely random. Me building a PC. I don't think I'm going to pull in any huge numbers of people, and I'm pretty sure people would rather watch you do something with a 3D printer than me building a PC. This is just me putting something up while I do this simply because I'm doing it. So I appreciate this, the thought, but don't change your schedule on my behalf. Time's precious. If you got time to do something, do it. Besides, that's absolutely nothing to do with a PC, with a 3D printing. So, really got nothing to do. Just chilling. Okay. Well, Rich has been helping me. He's been trolling the internets, the interwebs, to help me figure out how the hell to put this Chevy small block back together that's on this CPU. We had to take the spark plugs out of it a minute ago. Let's see. It's a stream 3D print related. I'm gluing a hammock. Yeah, I heard about your hammock. It was way too much a topic of discussion, more than I wanted to discuss it. And I'm not talking about Rich. Somebody else had a lot of interest in your hammock for some reason. It would be nice if they designed this in such a way so that the fan could have gone in before I screwed it in. Just saying. Come on. All right. Now let's see if we can pull that taut while we... Whoa, there we go. Whew. Sorry if that was loud, but that was probably the hardest thing I've done on video in a long time. Mr. Cleveland. Rich's last name is Cleveland and KB3D is in Ohio. Coincidence? I think not. All right, I think we're done with this. Last I want to see of it, even if I'm not done with it. They did give me some thermal paste in the package. I didn't use it. I used my good old fashioned Arctic Silver 3, 5. 5's when it got good again. 1 was good, 2 and 3. I think the producer and director slept, but 5 was good. All right, be quiet. Is somebody trying to tell me something? All right. Yes, sir. What's next? We got that, we got this, we got the other thing. We got parts we don't need. We got parts we may need, but we just don't know it yet. We'll set these aside. And I like that screwdriver. That's kind of nice they gave us that. That's a plus. So I know you're in Canada. Obviously, Rich, you're in Canada. HVAC A to Z, I believe you're in Canada. No, where are you? Are you in the States or in Canada? And the reason I'm asking is I want to talk a little bit about the price on these parts. Rich and I went back and forth a little bit talking about that. We're not talking about banana hammock again, are we? Nope. Nope. I hope it wasn't a banana hammock. If it was awful small. M.2 locker. We don't need that right now. We're going to need some of this stuff though. Okay. All right, memory we can put aside. I'm gonna set this a slide. I'm gonna set this a slide and grab my power supply just outside of Washington D.C. Oh, so you're right down the coast from me. You're right next to Earth. Are you going to Earth this year? HVAC? You have no excuse not to, right? We're up the road a ways. I was gonna tell a joke about how I got family in Washington D.C. and they live in this big white house. I've never visited, but it wasn't funny enough for me to say it, even for a dad joke. So power supply going in this. I believe in quality power supplies, but I don't believe in humongo power supplies. They even show you on the back of these boxes that efficiency is maxed out around the midpoint. Usually on the higher end, the midpoint, and the low point, they're not. So that is just a 650 watt power supply, which is more than enough for what I'm having here. I'm not running a ton of mechanical drives. The CPU at most is going to pull, I believe, 230 under extreme load conditions. And the GeForce doesn't really pull all that much either. So we're going to be at most probably around the 80, maybe 85 percentile of what we can handle with that power supply. And that is a 80% efficient plus power supply. I do care about that a little bit. I also did not get a power supply that was modular. And the reason for that is the case I bought has a garage for the power supply, so not really a need for it. I am Point Man Drive. Yeah, I'd like to go. I've never actually been to a Rep Rap festival of any sort. So I'd like to go, but timing is everything. Okay. So this case, in case you weren't here when I started the stream, is sound deadened on the internal panels, which is really nice. Rich, I did find that they provided a secondary top for this. The secondary top is completely screened, so 100% air allowed through it, as opposed to the white plastic one that came with it. So that's nice as well. So we are going to mount this thing. Something like that, I guess. Let's see, the fan's going to point down. Does this go in only one way? It goes in this way. Okay. So line up the holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should work. And these will work. Get this screwed together. I guess that would have been the only positive thing on a modular unit here, is I could have had the plugs all off of it so I could put these screws in easier. Really not worth the dollar value difference, though. Anyways, complete build. From all these parts, about $1,000 US. I am told that in Canada, the parts would have been substantially more. Most of the parts were seemingly on sale for some reason. I don't know if B&H is trying to coop into some of the end of year or end of tax year rebates and things like that, or what exactly they were doing, but it seemed like it was a pretty good time to buy PC parts. Which is good, because I needed a PC. Remember not to over gorilla grip these things. Okay. All right. Now, what is my accessibility? Oh, I just take the other panel off. Let's take the side panel off, like so. On the side for the viewing pleasure of the audience, we'll take this Medusa, ram her in there. I did drive the Murph. That wasn't, well, I hope the hell it wasn't a 91.5-hour drive, but I'm guessing it was a 9.5-hour drive. Yep. Problem with being in Maine is you're not really near anything except for Boston, and I guess New York's not that far. New York's probably about a 5-hour drive, which isn't close, but isn't hugely far. Boston from where I am right now is about an hour and 45 minutes. So there's that, but Earth isn't in Boston, so that doesn't help me out much. Wherever I go, I'm gonna have to fly. If I go to fly, I actually asked my son if he'd be interested in going to a festival, and I didn't get a resounding yes, so I haven't decided to do anything yet. Okay, so this is going to wind up getting passed. Well, I guess it could go through there. Let's just, for the time being, throw this back in. Get that motherboard in and see where the ports are for the connectors on that. This is how I do all my wiring, by the way. Usually I put a zip tie on it first and then do that, but that's pretty close. That's approximately it. All right. All right. Well, they got standoffs in here already, which is nice. And where is my backplate? Got a nice MSI backer plate here. Do. There's that. Okay. Now the scary part. Actually, before I do that, they don't give me, I know I'm off camera right now, but they don't give me too much of a good way to tie up these wires. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something. Grab some of my small zip ties. I'm just going to leverage one of these brackets real quick and snip that off. My cutters, my plushies, and then let's see. Good night to you, my friend. You have fun at 4:30 in the morning. All right. That actually lined up pretty well and pretty easily. That's always nice. All right. Let's see. All right, we didn't need that. Hard drive screws would be these guys. I mean, not hard drive screws, motherboard screws. Gotta check something here. Let me see something. Nope. I thought for sure I would have seen Rich on the Discord, but he's not there. Oh well. I would have turned that on, that way you could yell at me on the stream live. See how that worked. Okay, screw that in. I'm not going to tighten these up very much because I want to make sure I get them all in. This long screwdriver that, I heard it hit the wood underneath, so it's not that big of a deal. This long screwdriver that Be Quiet gave me, though, is pretty handy for this. It's not quite magnetic enough. So, we'll put some neodymiums on it. That way if we drop her screw, she's going to bounce right back up there. All right. This is a nice screwdriver. All right, somebody talk to me here. It's about 9:30 at night. I'm gonna fall asleep. Screwing the screws in. How long have I been doing this now? See, I started there. Oh, it's been over an hour. Christ! Thought I'd build this thing in an hour. Mm-hmm. What? Go on that one. All right, so we got the RAM on this motherboard. We've got the M.2 solid state. We've got the processor, the cooler, the motherboard installed. Almost. Pretty close here. Let's go around and tweak these one last time. Boom. Boom. Yep. Let's see. All right. Okay. And that's it. All right. Cooler is huge. Okay, and let's see here. Where is system fan? Right there. System fan down there in the hole. I'm not going to go camera zoom for that. Let me bring this up. So. All right. We'll get this into the system fan hole. And we have a second system fan, which, so let's see, sys fan 2, sys fan 3. Okay. We'll get sysfan 2. Passed over. Oh. Last thing we want is it metallic tie floating around this thing. We'll neaten this up after we get all done. Sysfan 2. Alright, and these front bay, let's see. Our major ATX is going to come in here. Alright, power for the CPU. Be in the front. So, pull these guys out now. Pick-a-boo these. And let's see. Choo-choo. First things first, the big boy. The good old motherboard power. Feed that through there. And where's the CPU power? VGA. VGA. CPU. Which is going to be over here. I'm going to put a quick zip tie on this. I'm not going to tighten these up, I'm just going to have them here for quick use and use these El Cheapo zip ties they give you with the build. They're probably going to snap off for about 30 seconds after you're done. Is that PC going to control your 3D printers? No. This PC is going to control my streaming for people that want to watch me build 3D printers. Some crazy folks like that. However, with the price of a Raspberry Pi these days, it may be cheaper to have this controlling 3D printers. This would be a little bit overkill, and by a little I mean a lot. Run Klipper. So no, it's not directly going to run my 3D printers, but I do need this for my streaming, and here I am, figuring I would do it live and whatnot for people to watch if they wanted to. There we go. So we'll get this motherboard power hooked up. I wish they gave me some tie down points right there, but that's not a big deal. And then CPU power over here. And I'm gonna run back over to this manual. Let's see here. All right, I want to see where's CPU power? CPU power is CPU power 1, CPU power 2. I want to know what the preference is for doubling up or going with one each. That's the ATX form factor. This is specifications. Where is the contents? Contents. So yeah. Overview component, CPU socket, CPU fan pump, controller, CMOS, and then jump right into installing OS. Let's see. Power. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Page 19. 126, go back up. 19, where are you? 21. 19 is right here. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty standard. Make sure that all power cables securely connected to your proper ATX supply operation of your motherboard. Okay. These connect to an ATX power supply. I agree. Is there anything else? Some jumpers. What's that? Power control signal. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see here. I need as much of this as possible to spin it around where I need it to go. And since I had to put the cooler on first, this is making this a little bit more difficult. Probably should have put the power plugs on it before I screwed in the motherboard. But we'll get it. Hopefully we'll get it. You know, might be easier. Might be easier if I come at it from over here and not have to make a 360 spin halfway through. Let's try that. AMD A10 7800. Every computer I've built in the past 7 or so years has been AMD. I'm only building an Intel this time around because the specs and everything made sense, and I wanted the iGPU for my Streambox to allow for that for encoding, as well as the 1660 that I'm pairing up with this. I actually have a RTX in this machine that I'm recording on or streaming on right now, but according to my research, pretty much the same speed control signals. Howdy y'all. Hey Gary, happy St. Patrick's Day to you too. You come just in time to watch me struggle to try to plug in my CPU power around the small block Chevy engine that's in the middle of this case. And I might wind up having to unscrew my motherboard from the case in order to get this plugged in at this point. You know what I could do? Let's try one last thing. I never think to use tools. That's not a Voron. Nope, it's not a Voron. Read the description. Look at the picture. It's not a Voron. Chris, these are the only parts I didn't buy from you, bud. So, hopefully you don't get upset. I didn't see any PC parts on the KB3D website. Chuck, liquid cooling does make things easier to get at. Great. That's all I need is somebody to give Rich ammunition, because he told me to go with a liquid cooled PC, but I am old school. I don't like mixing water with electronics. But I've never had a cooler this big. So This is pretty painful though. All right, I'm done. We're gonna screw in the motherboard. It's winning. I'm going to unscrew the motherboard, slide it back, make my connections, and then pull it forward again. Let's see here. Who is the build for? Probably the 6th time I've been asked. I'm new here. Yeah. So my last video I was recording, Chris, I was about 40 or so minutes into it, and I went to do a scene change, use my Stream Deck, and the screen grayed out, and I kept on pressing through, hoping that it would ungray out. It crashed, and then I went to the video file to see what was there. So I don't normally edit, but I figured maybe I'd be able to salvage it. And the video file was garbage. There was nothing there. It wasn't openable even in VLC. So I've been using, for the longest time, my home server to do my streaming, my YouTube recording and things like that. And it's a built-up machine, but it's actually not as good as I thought it was just because of age. It's now, I don't know, 3-4 years old, and it was tired of getting beat on. So here we are. Here we are. Didn't really want to build another PC, but I had the means and I had the need. No, he wasn't. He wasn't talking smack about me. I was talking to him while you were talking to him about his problems with the shipment, which is kind of funny because if you recall, I told you I was more than happy to send Rich that build plate. I just didn't want to ship anything to Canada, and I kind of chuckled when he was having that issue, and then you called, and it wasn't me dealing with that issue. So he might have been talking smack about me, but I had the last laugh in my mind. This cooler is horribly big. All in good fun. I agree. This is all fun until it isn't. I thought for sure I'd have this computer put together in about an hour. And then I started putting the cooler on the motherboard. It was like an erector set. I was showing everybody the bag of parts for the AMD. It's all blurry if I do that, but the bag of parts for the AMD, if you're mounting to an AMD CPU, has about 4 screws and 2 brackets. The Intel part of it had a back plate, 4 brackets, and O-rings. And I'm not joking, it actually came with O-rings, and half a dozen screws. So crazy. Hopefully this thing lives up to my expectations. actually surprised anybody's watching this thing. Who the hell wants to watch me build a computer? That'd be like watching Rich trying to build a 3D printer. I don't get a comment from that. He fell asleep. All right, this time around, I'm just gonna put enough screws in that so it doesn't flop around. Let me check. Let me check the Discord. Nope. I thought maybe they were talking on there. Oh, DeWitt. DeWitt, you still here? I see your picture. Your go-to hammock. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? Well, I'm glad I can be entertaining enough to listen while you drive home. Starting to run out of podcasts when I'm driving around. Normally what I listen to. But most of the podcasts I listen to are just seeming to not be putting out weekly content right now. I don't know why. It's kind of a bummer. So I do that too. I've been listening to YouTube videos as I drive. And hopefully nothing overly exciting happens, making me want to look at the screen. Nice hammock, yeah. That's pretty. So what is the actual use of the hammock other than to hold a Rode wireless go-to setup? I'm guessing that's not the end all. Good recommendations for podcasts. Well, let me see. Now I'm going to let everybody know like what my eclectic things are here. Well, obviously you got the Melt Zone. Does anybody here listen to Melt Zone? Chris? That's Thomas Sutherlander and what's his face from CNC Kitchen. They're pretty great, but they've been slow recently. Then I got I do a lot of home automation, so I listen to the Home Assistant podcast. And then I listen to Robert Heron for home theater type stuff. Let's see here, what else I got. Actually, here's an oddball one. If you're into at all history and food and that type of stuff, there's a podcast called Proof that's put out by America's Test Kitchen, and they go pretty damn in depth on like where certain things come from. You know, like, don't laugh, but I listened to one about celery the other day. And I keep dropping these damn screws. But yeah, that one's pretty good too. Make her that money. I haven't heard that one. I'll definitely check it out though. I dropped a screw. I get extra. I was trying to think what else I used to listen to. All right, these are not magnetic. I have neodymium magnets stuck to the end of my screwdriver to try to hold them. But then whenever I get near the chassis of the computer, it sucks me sideways. That sounds a lot worse than I meant it. All right. So yeah, what does that actually hammock have a purpose, or was it just for funds? I do like that it actually functions as a hammock. Do you do that with flexible filament, or I'm like looking at it right now? Somebody left a 3D monkey reacted. Oh. I'm not gonna leave the same reaction. I'm gonna put my eyeballs on it though. There we go. My left field picks are the pitch. Audio Shark Tank. Oh, I get that. Yeah, so the pitch. Okay. Mike Rowe's the way I heard it. Man, I miss Mike Rowe. Mike Rowe's still doing stuff, huh? I haven't seen Mike Rowe. I used to watch Dirty Jobs religiously. That guy is good at telling stories, so I will definitely check that out. I'm a big Mike Rowe fan. The pitch, Audio Shark Tank. I think, what time is it? Oh, geez, almost 10 o'clock. I think I'm going to get this fan on, or get this wire done. I'm going to quickly attach this just to get out of the way for now. I'm not going to leave this like this, but I'm also not going to deal with this fan, this wire blowing in the breeze for while I'm doing things. Where are my cutters? I'm going to do that. I'm going to get my SSD put on here. And I'm probably gonna cut this off here, probably another 5-10 minutes, so I can get some shut-eye. Go get my hairs cut tomorrow. Gotta get up in the morning and do that. I'm looking shaggy. All right. Start from the oldest to newest. Yeah, I usually do that. Usually what I do, Chris, when I start a podcast is I will listen to the most recent, and then go to the very first or so. And the reason I do that is obviously just like with any other type of content, there's a curve of sorts, so I don't want to be turned off by the first episode, because sometimes those first couple episodes aren't so great. So I'll listen to the most recent, and then I'll go backwards from there. But I absolutely promise you I will check. I should check both of those out. I am more interested in the Mike Rowe one though. Okay. So that's that. That is there. And let's get this SSD installed. I remember back in the day we used to build PCs, and you get the PC build just so you could start Windows installing and then leave for an hour or two. Not the case anymore. This did not come with screws. And I forget which screws fit this. I feel like a storytelling and fall in love. So clever. Yep. Yep. I think I know what you mean. He's always been a storyteller. All right. So the interesting thing about this case with the SSDs, that was louder than I wanted it to be, is that zoomed in? Yep. is that this is actually going to mount from the inside. You're getting screwed from the back side, but all the connections and cables are also going to be on the back side to go to this. It's kind of neat. I got that Brandewit so I could just point at it every once in a while when I was getting annoyed by some people. Not you necessarily, but people in general. Now this thing's gonna live underneath my desk here, so the cooler's also a Be Quiet cooler, and it is supposedly crazy quiet, like well under 40 dBs at full tilt. So normally less than a whisper. We'll see, maybe. I don't think so. All right. I don't think I can recall last time I told someone to be quiet. That was over the age of 10, or actually 13. But kids don't count. There we go. So that's plugged in. That's my SATA cable. It's actually plugged in from the back side for that. And then that's going to wind up getting plugged in on the front side on this side. I'll have to figure out what SATA 0, 1, 2 are. And then power is already over here, so let's grab power. What else we have? Oh, we're gonna need the GPU stuff. The VGA connectors. We are not going to need this, so this is going to get tucked back in. And if we wind up installing a second SSD, then go up that way. So I'm going to use this connector right here. Actually, I'm going to use, Christ, I need to make up my mind. That's what I need to do. Use this one. And we go back over to, there's not much to look at, but it's being a pain in the ass. Hey Chris, did you guys get that customs thing sorted out? Just figured I'd ask. And I guess that's a question for you specifically too, is how hard is customs normally for you dealing with, you know, since you, I don't know how much you ship to Canada, but all it took was one experience for me to ship something to Canada and I was done. Family or not, wasn't dealing with that again. All right. And our other motherboard cables can go up front. Pull these up. all the edges on this case, this Be Quiet case, are nice and rolled. And the paint job is very nice. The first white case I've ever owned. I almost bought a white keyboard and then I thought twice about that. It's like, that's probably gonna get dirty. I mean, I like being able to tell if something's dirty and all, but there's a difference between something being dirty and being really dirty and not really being dirty, just looking dirty. All right, I think that is probably all we're going to need back here for now. So put this backside case back on. I think so. I never know until it actually arrives. The data, I've never had custom C. Oh, to date, I've never had custom C's deny a package. Local carriers that USPS hand off, usually the weak point. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I worked for FedEx in a previous life or two. But not making deliveries. I worked at the airport. I was a ramp agent. All right, so first things first, this is a SATA cable. Let's get that. Now, which one are these labeled? SATA 1 down, SATA 2, SATA 3. So 1 is down, so the first one's the bottom. Sorry, I was on a call. It's no excuse. So you follow that up, Rich, with sorry I was on a call. Your wife says hello. So you missed out. Have you heard anything from FedEx? What? Oh, fed up. I've heard that joke. That might rule all the dad jokes, I gotta tell you. There's a, yeah, I could feel it. Yeah, called it. Yep. Yep. I think we all felt that one coming. Well, Rich, we've made it 3/4 of the way through the jungle, I think. I do. Did you miss that too? The M.2 I installed was one of the first things I did. Maybe you weren't here yet. It's underneath a heat spreader. That's the M.2 is on a heat spreader, and that's a 1 terabyte that I'm using strictly for the OS. I've been watching the sound off. Yeah, I'd probably do it too if I was watching me. Now, where are the system header pins here? Let's see. Let's see. CPU fan. I want the, nope, not the Thunderbolt add-on. Yeah, 5 gigabit. ATX power, yes, that. You guys can see what I'm doing here. Do not fold the SATA cable at 90 degrees. Bad things will happen to you. Here we go. Front panel connectors. Where is the front panel connector? So that is my PCIe 5. So that one's going to be the one I put the video card on, assuming that it fits there. That's good to know. And then where is the motherboard layout? Here it is. CPU fan. Where is audio? There's RGB, USB, rainbow. Oh, are you going to use the SSD as a cache and file drive? Yep. So it should be at the bottom of the board. Bottom of the board. What should be at the bottom of the board? Oh, the connector. Yeah, I agree. I'm not seeing it here. I see this audio header, but then it's RGB, then it's fan, and then what? That's a breakout board for Thunderbolt. That's USB, SATA, SATA. So it's got a lot of SATA ports. This thing has tons of USB, tons of SATA, 4 M.2 ports. It's got a crap ton of stuff. But where the hell, why the frig am I not seeing these kind of switches over here? Yeah, I know what they do, but where the hell is the... I'll put my spectacles back on. All right. And we'll turn the light on. JTBT1. What was that? JTBT1, you say? Oh, JFP1. JFP1, JFP2. JFP1, JFP2. JFP1. Okay, so they're over here. Okay, they're over by these SATA ports. This is like the worst. Whenever I build a PC, I really wish that they'd come up with a more standardized header situation for motherboard connections to the switches and whatnot, because that's always a royal pain. And I don't know why I even hook up the audio header, but it's there, so I do. Where is... That's that. Where did I lose? Here we go. So what do we got? We got power switch, power LED, no reset. Nope, no reset. No reset. That's okay. Good to reset anyways. If you got to use a reset button, you're probably going to be holding down that power button. All right. So back down here. So power switch is, let's see, 2 is top. So power LED. So power LED first, plus minus, and then switch. I have no idea why they have a plus and minus on a switch. Must be a polarized switch. First I've seen of it. And let's see. 2. That's the one with the, yep, missing, yep. So switch. Oh. Rich, you came back just in time, bud. That or somehow you forced me to lose my mind and not know where things are when you show up. It's one or the other. I think I'll go with the second one though, because we're done. Other than putting that graphics card on. In. Could have built this already. I could have. Where do I put 50 bucks down on DeWitt? Oh, 50 bucks down on Tim for this 3D printer race. And Chris, I'd like to get my my build surface, my build plate back too. Think you're funny. Could have built this already. Probably could have. Just like anything else I do, if I do it on video, it takes me 3 times longer. If this was an AMD Ryzen, I would have had this thing hammered together and probably... Actually, this would already be running the OS by now. Pretty sure of it. Pretty sure of it. I could have broke it already. Yeah, I know how much you like computers in general. Tim is not a computer guy. Ah, if your friends can't tease you, who can? Le Gassé, Le Gasseur. Yeah, I think of Canadians as teasers because I grew up with all those relatives that like to tease a lot. So it doesn't really bother me. I hope you know that. Oh, clunk. I don't know how I'm going to get to that. It's good. I'll crank her down now. I love computers, but I know squat about them. Could have built one if I tried. Oh. I built my first computer in 1993. Actually, you know what? My first computer upgrade experience, not including stuff to do with like a Commodore, was on a Packard Hell, adding more video memory to it. Back in like 92, maybe 93. And then I bought a Gateway at some point, and I don't, other than laptops here and there, which I'm not a big fan of laptops, I haven't bought a PC to actually buy a PC for myself ever. They've all been home built. All right, what are we forgetting? We're not forgetting anything. I don't think. Holy crap. I think it's all that heatsink. All right, let's do something. Let's grab a monitor. I've got a monitor over here, I think. Not using. We're just going to set this on top here. And we're going to grab the power cable. If I can get this turned on and see the BIOS, I'm going to call it. Hear about laptops per lap dances. All right. Somebody's feeling a little frisky tonight. They're building banana hammocks and talking about lap dances. Rich, I think you need to stop by and see Tim. Okay. And get this monitor. And an HDMI cable. I got spares. I've got spares. Like that Johnny Cash song. That have I been everywhere? It's, I've got lots of spares, man. I've got lots of spares. That, let's see, what is this? That is not what I want. This is not what I want. I do not want a DisplayPort cable. God damn it. I don't like DisplayPort cables. Why is it I'm finding DisplayPort cables? I think it's because I don't use them and they just pile up. What is this? That's not one. That is a DVI cable. I would consider using a DVI cable before I use a DisplayPort cable. This one. What is this? There we go. HDMI on both sides. What we want. Alrighty. Wouldn't that be some shit if I went to go plug in this monitor? This would be the one monitor I own that doesn't have a HDMI port on it. That would be irony. Alright. Alright. And Mies and keyboard. Oop. Do. Hey Tim, do you see my new stinger there? Check that out. Whoosh. There you go. Whoosh. I can't get the sound effect to work right, so I have to make that sound. See? Whoosh. Whoosh. How many frickin' pieces of tape do they need on a keyboard? All right. Can't build a new computer without a new keyboard and mouse. I only buy the cordless ones now. We'll just throw this in over here for now. All right. Let's see if there's any smoke to let out. Well, that's not a good sign. Guess it helps you plug it in first. Come on, power. What's going on there? Oh, there we go. Taking it sweet time. Oh, let's see here. Where is delete on this keyboard? Sounds like an old video game sound from the DOS games. You got power of the monitor. First word checks if you. Oh. CPU or memory? Oh, no shit. Wow. F1 runs. Whoops. Oh, we missed that. But see if it brings us into the UEFI. This is my new setup to show everybody my screen. So I have to bring it in via HDMI. I'm just gonna have big screens. Of course, I can't see shit from here, but let's push this bad boy back a little bit. Let's take Mr. Spider Legs here. Just came back, but that monitor angle does not seem ergonomic. What are you talking about? You didn't know I was 8 feet tall? That's a hell of a good monitor angle. Everybody's got to be a critic. Just kidding with you. Whoosh. I missed. Whoop. I sat on a box. I missed the whoosh there. Sorry, guys. All right. Well, she makes a picture. That's one thing. Let's see. What are we saying here? Blah, 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 keyboard critic. Hashtag keyboard. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Hold on. Let me extend the little finagles underneath this thing so I get more of an ergonomic there for my wrist. It won't look like I'm playing a piano. Let's see if it sees everything. It's seeing CPU. It's seeing my DIMMs. It sees the processor. It's got proper amount of memory. Build date on the BIOS is about 6 months ago. Will this do an internet flash? Let's find out. Let's find out if we can do an internet flash with this thing. Your memory timing is off. Probably. I haven't even gone through anything yet. What was it set to? Or what did it show? I didn't even see it. I kind of want to do something in a semi-proper order, you know? Make sure the BIOS is up to date first. Please play USB. Okay, so it needs to be on, yeah. Well, if it's going to be that way and I can't do a BIOS upgrade over the internet, we'll go and fix the memory timings for Rich. Oh, 266. That's perfect timing for these guys. All right, memory. Where do you see that? Let's see, blah, blah, blah. This is 3600. Underneath my fat face there. It's got DDR 3600. So that should be good. It's got unknown models, which is fine. I should be fine there, Rich. Did you see something else I missed? Where did you see 266? Oh, up here, DDR speed 266 and the big numbers. Let's see here. I think it might be just because we're in BIOS, because it's also showing my CPU clock speed at 3.4. I never think to use a mouse on these things. Let's see, hardware monitor, advanced. That's what, advanced does not look very advanced. Settings, system status. Okay. Integrated peripheral, integrated graphics configuration. Yep. So the IGD monitor, I don't know if you guys know this, but when I was doing research as to what I was going to do with my CPU and my GPU, this allows you to actually output using the USB Type-C to a breakout box and hook up multiple monitors to this unit from across the room. So if you wanted to have two stations to do streaming from, if you wanted a workbench area and also an area where you could have a monitor to do more of a talking head type thing, you can use that to do that. So I've been told. Let's see here. Hardware monitor. Smart fan mode, that's fine. MMOS. Okay, fan RPM, CPU socket. Let's see. Multi-monitor sounds awesome. Yeah. So I run 3 monitors right now, and this will run on 3 monitors just off the HDMI's, the DVI, and the display port if you wanted to. But having the ability to output via USB Type-C to a breakout box was kind of interesting. That doesn't have anything I want. UEFI hard disk, UEFI floppy, motherboard settings. See boot settings. Go to BIOS, I have no idea what that is. We'll leave the BIOS, we won't do a quick boot yet. Post beep is fine. Fast boot disabled for now. Boot option 1, hard drive. Boot option 2, let's switch that to USB key. And then followed by hard disk. And disable the rest. Oh, Disabled. 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 Okay. And I don't want to overclock or anything like that. I don't see where I can change. This is supposed to be the, I don't see where I have much option to do much of anything in here, really. System status. So it's seeing my SSD. It's seeing my Samsung. That was the Samsung I told you about, Rich, that I put in when you weren't around. When you fell asleep or something. You say you're on the phone, but we all know how that works. All the cache is there for the for that. These times are off, but actually these times are correct, which is odd. Didn't expect that. IntegrX graphics, PCIe, multi, that's fine. That's fine. Secure race. Hey kitty. Not using Thunderbolt. That's fine. I don't see anything here. Oh, integrated peripherals. Okay, nope. VGA onboard LAN control enabled. Tile hot plug. I don't need that. I don't see anywhere in here where I can even do any changes to the memory. CPU settings, let's see. We'll set that to auto, all cores, auto's fine. P core, auto, ring ratio, CPU clock base, auto. This is all fine. Go to overclocking, that's where I'm at. I know there's a delay. Let's see, overclock retry count 2. Enable CPU. Yep, that's fine. Memory Z, I thought that was a test. So, it's showing max bandwidth 266.133. Part number 3600. Did I get gypped? Did they make the part number for the memory 3600 when it's two? Oh, it says right there. 3600 megahertz. Why? And I can't, there's nothing here I can change. Why? You know what? Let me, let's do this. Let's get the OS installed. And I think I'll call it night once that starts up. I'm going to jump in the Discord for a minute if you guys want to talk there. But I think I'm going to update the BIOS. I'm not going to try to do too much until I update the BIOS. Yes. We'll let that boot up. Ooh. This fan sped up for a split second. The memory's got some cute LEDs on it. Very rainbow barfy. Unicorn barfy, rainbow barfy. We found. Oh, we forgot that. I forgot to hook up power to the graphics card. And it's upset with me. That's understandable. The hell was I thinking? We'll just pull power on that. Pull that out real quick. Where was everybody on that one? Rich. My help wasn't helping. All right. Oh, nope. Yep. All right. What do we need? We just need it. We just need eight ports. I didn't hold your hand on this build. Well, maybe you should have. Let's see. Is this 1 and 2 or just VJ, VJ? Yep, this VJ, VJ. All right. You have to change the title to this one when it's done. When I stop streaming, I'll go in and modify it. Don't let Rich help you build a computer. Get in there. Let's put these hard drive. I mean, not hard drive. The these power supply garages are good for. Just get rid of the wire. Let's see. Being the Chris, I think Chris was right about you. Well, when you weren't looking, he was telling me that you were talking crap about me a few minutes ago. I told him I was on the phone, or I was on the phone with you. I was chatting with you at the same time, so I already knew. So it wouldn't tell me anything I didn't know. All right. There we go. Now she's going to have the power. Power, power, power. Because we need to talk about you sponsoring his channel. Are you with John? I was gonna let Fabrico sponsor my channel. I think Chris is gone. There's only 2 people on here right now. Everybody fell asleep. All right. Turns out not a lot of people want to watch me build a computer at 10 o'clock at night on St. Patrick's Day. All right. MSI. Oh, just what I wanted to see. Let's see, it looks like my first shipment of Polymaker will be on Sunday. Don't have Pro key. We're doing Pro. That's awesome. If you want to jump into Discord, Rich, I'll be there in a second. I'm gonna button this up real quick as soon as it starts installing. See how quick that copy Windows files done. Get ready to install installation. You're there. I didn't see you there. I got it open over here on monitor number 16. Oh, you're there now. I just heard myself.
I can hear you.
Everybody can hear you too. You're on my stream.
Oh
Oh, let's see here. Get ready to files 98%, 100%. Installing features. Done. Installing updates. Done. Finishing up. Restarting. Holy crud. What do you think of that?
no. Not bad.
That was install Windows. Done.
So everybody that's in the chat, I take no responsibility for the way that he built this thing because he didn't follow my instructions at the beginning. So
What? Buy an AMD?
no, I told you to buy Intel.
You did?
Yes,
I don't think so.
you were on the AMD fence.
No. I was trying to jump the AMD fence and I didn't make it all the way across and got me in the crotch. All right. Well, with that, let me jump over to my Hobes. With that, not that this was a very exciting stream, but I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off. Windows is installed. We built a computer and hopefully I'll be streaming on it soon. So see you soon. Oh, I need the right mouse. Stop.